He's back at it, backed into a corner, writings on the wall. He knows what's about to happen. So just like a good little orange blob, he reverts back to the narcissist playbook. And he desperately needs it to work because if it doesn't, he'll have nothing left in his legacy. Let me tell you how I think it happened. Somewhere in the past couple of weeks, behind closed doors, Trump's handlers told him that the courts were setting the table to uphold the constitutional authority that gives Congress the exclusive right to control tariffs. And because he never knows what else to do, he opened the playbook and went to deny. Tariffs aren't hurting anyone, they're having a huge positive impact on the stock market. Because the stock market is the economy, right, Donald? And then attack. If a radical left court ruled against us at this late date, it would be impossible to ever recover or pay back these massive sums of money and honor. How do you pay back honor, by the way? It would be 1929 all over again, a Great Depression. Sure, bud. And then finally, reverse victim and offender. There is no way America could recover from such a judicial tragedy, but I know our court system better than anyone. There is no one in history who has gone through the trials, tribulations, and uncertainties such as I. Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. And with narcissists, the intensity of the attack will always match the intensity of their fear. And holy shit, is he fucking terrified. Because he is threatening a depression over the loss of tariff revenue, which at last check accounted for 2.7% of federal revenue this year. That's compared to 50% for personal income taxes alone. I know Donald doesn't know this, but depressions don't happen because of lost tariff revenue. The last depression happened because of the Gilded Age from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, when billionaires danced in golden ballrooms while the working class lost everything. Due to the lack of labor laws, the lack of consumer protections, insanely reckless behavior by the investor class, and perhaps most critically to the middle class, absolutely zero insurance of deposits at banks. That is what led to the stock market crash, which was then turned into a long, brutal depression because of the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930, which was signed by Herbert Hoover, who happens to be very unironically the only president since 1900 to lose more jobs than he gained, until Donald Trump. And critically, all of this was rectified by FDR and his New Deal policies, then reinforced by the Democratic Congress, which dominated the entire middle of the 20th century. Progressives are the ones who put Medicaid, Medicare, FDIC, and Social Security all in place, which along with labor unions contributed to the 20th century middle class that was the envy of the world. And all of which is currently under attack by Trump and Doge as they continue to carry out Project 2025. So back to the point, not only will repealing Donald Trump's tariffs not cause a depression, it might be the only way to avoid one. So to the appeals courts, the Supreme Court, and to you, my beloved community, reject Darvo, reject Trump, and protect this goddamn country from that monster so we can save it for ourselves.